Alright, Shinya has a new video on Wuthering Waves, and it's about the best beginner tips to have. Let's take a look and see what information he can give me to handhold me through this game.
Greetings, Rovers. Today I'm going to be focusing on all of you beginners out there to Wuthering Waves, as there is just an absolutely metric ton of information with the different systems, abilities, skills, characters, ultimates, etc. And they all have an unusual naming convention.
Yeah, and I think that is actually one of the best part about Wuthering Waves compared to Genshin Impact, because Genshin Impact has like very limited option. Like, or you have your normal, your heavy, and then your E and Q, like your abilities. But for Wuthering Waves, there's like parry system, there's like a quick time event, and I think you can also like lift enemy up and start doing aerials. Like that, it's fucking crazy, man. So I think the combat system will be much more complicated and much more fun to play around with. So maybe there's like some combos that you can do that is like max damage or maybe long stun duration.
In this video I'm going to go to showcase some beginner tips that will help you start off your journey in Wuthering Waves the right way. Alright, so before I get into it, did you know I'm currently running a $100 subscriber only giveaway? To enter, all you gotta do is hit that subscribe button. It sincerely means the world to me. Good luck to all of you, and I'll be polling the winner on May
Yep, good luck.
22nd with the release of Wuthering Waves. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so let's start with the weapons. There are currently 5 types of weapons in the game, and each resonator can only use their specific assigned weapon type. You cannot equip weapons onto characters who do not know how to use them. The types of weapons and the resonators that use them are Broadblade weapons, which is usable by Kalcharo, Jian, and Taoki.
Okay.
Swords, which are usable by Yang Yang, Sanhua, the default main character Rover, and Dan Jin.
Okay.
And a quick specific note here, broadblades and swords, while they may look the same, they are not interchangeable between characters. Characters who can only use broadblades can only use broadblades, and vice versa. Next up we have rectifiers, which are only usable by Verena, Encore, Bai Z, and the upcoming banner unit after Jian, Yinlin. Next we have gauntlets, which is usable by Ling Yang, Zhan Jin, and Yan Wu.
I my plan is to get her for my starting 5 stars. So is it a good idea to get this 5-star gauntlets for your sub DPS? Cause I think she was said to be a sub DPS instead of your main DPS. So is it a good idea to invest this into a 5-star? Or is he just gonna tell me what the weapon is used for?
And last but not least, we have pistols, which is usable by Mortefi, Alto, and Chixia. Here's a fun fact. Swords and pistols are the only weapons in the game that do not have a 5-star unit associated with them.
What does that mean?
If I had to speculate, a sword or pistol user will be our next 5-star unit in the future.
Oh,
Next up
okay,
we have
got
the
it.
specific elemental type system. For the uninitiated, the game currently has 6 elemental types. Fusion, which is fire, Glacio, which is ice, Conducto, which is lightning, Arrow, which is wind, and Spectra, which is light, and Havoc, obviously, which is dark. Unlike Genshin and Star Rail, there is a much less focus of importance on your elemental type when playing the game.
Okay.
You will not need a specific element to fight an enemy, although some bosses do have a specific resistance to certain elements, so keep this in mind when building your team. This means you may eventually run into a challenge that has a resistance towards your main elemental type, and you may have
So I think that my main Havoc. Let's see. I think that my main Havoc might be okay. Havoc or Spectra might be like the more powerful elements. You know, cause like I think a lot of gacha games have those elements like light and dark. That is like it's like either neutral against most elements or and then very strong against each other. Then like so I think bring like a Havoc DPS or Spectra's DPS might be a best case scenario, cause you'll either be neutral or you'll do effective damage against each other. Which Harvard has done Tao Chi, what's that her name? Big Booba, and then I think this Dan Jing or something. Yeah, but I don't think I'm interested in them. I think they're only 4 stars actually.
certain elements, so keep
But fuck it, Aero lah.
this in mind when building your team. This means you may eventually
Go
run
for
into a
like-
challenge that has a resistance towards your main elemental type, and you may have to swap out characters
Fuck it, if they have resistance, it just means you play better, get better.
depending on which. Next small tip here we have for you is the Rover is going to be a powerful unit. Unlike other gacha games, the Rover, or like the main character, is going to be surprisingly powerful for your free unit. They are
God, those are huge.
currently a Spectro DPS sword user. While they are not on any BIS list, best in slot, or they won't be able to single-handedly carry you through the game, if you enjoy their playstyle and aesthetics, you can use them without feel like you are gimping your entire playthrough like you would in other gacha game open world environments. The Rover is also usable in quite a large number of teams. Alright, so next up, let's talk about Echoes. At the end of the day, Echoes are like catching Pokemon. You defeat monsters and bosses, and will have the opportunity to catch them once defeated.
Yeah, how does
Your
that
chance
work?
of success will increase the more monster types you have collected as you level up your databank. These
Oh, okay. So that means we should just catch everything, then, right? It's not you're catching the same thing, like you try and catch the same thing more times and then you increase, right? It like for what I'm getting, so you just catch more like anything and then you just increase your chance.
echoes will be able to be equipped to your
Right.
characters like relics and artifacts from similar games.
Okay.
Each echo provides specific stats, substats, and set bonuses, and each element has a specific set bonus in the game. The ecosystem more than likely is where you're going to be spending a lot of your time, as you are able to farm
Okay, one thing I am scared of for the ecosystem is like the time it would take to get them. Like if you're telling me the only way for me to get echoes is to just run around the entire map and just like kill everything, it's gonna be quite hard for me, cause well, it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while, and I was lazy enough to like clear all the mobs in like Honkai Star Rail's like Hata Space Station, and that's I think that is like the smallest map. It's like only a few stages only. Like, oh my. I hope that's not the case though.
echoes basically
Or
infinitely.
maybe like the very strong ones are locked behind like those maybe boss stages or something they can access easily. That would be I will still be okay with that.
You're going to be able to join friends' worlds and clear their echoes with them and still be able to capture them like you would in a normal game. And you may be asking yourself, so what if I don't have friends?
Yeah.
Well, lucky for you, you'll be able to request to join random parties out in the world by going to the menu and searching for parties. You'll be able to find random users and request to join their party, and obviously they can decide if they want to invite you or not. Alright, so what if you have extreme social crippling anxiety and don't
Yes.
want to join on other users?
Yeah.
Well, good thing for you, I have a community Discord. I'll go ahead and drop the
Perfect.
link below, and you'll be able to join, and I plan on having events specifically focused around echo farming. We currently have a ton of people interested in farming echoes in the Discord, so hop on by and get to farming. Oh yeah, did I also mention I'm running a 10 Battle Pass giveaway over on my Discord?
Hey.
That's right, starting on May 17th up until May 22nd.
Alright, boys, join 'em. We're all broke asses here. Get Shinya to buy your pass for you.
I'll be running a giveaway for 10 battle passes for Wuthering Waves. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, did you know that echoes can have shiny variants?
Yes.
I'm looking at you, Pokemon Shiny Hunters. It's your time to shine, and I have a feeling you're going to be investing a ton of time into this. While shiny variants
Adding in shiny was such a good idea, cause I think like if you like are a content creator or you're playing the game casually, there's like this thing that just entices you to like continue clearing like through the map, explore the map, see if we can find the shiny. And I'm definitely excited for the shiny, but well, it might be a pain in the ass, but if they can add more shiny variants, like maybe a red version or a blue version or whatever the hell not, that would be more interesting, more like more different skins you can put on your echoes. But if they don't, it's fine. But I heard that there was only a few shinies, unless that's just like during the testing phase and not a lot has been released yet. But they should definitely release shiny for like all of the mobs.
Currently don't have any planned differences between their normal counterparts. I expect Kuro Games is going to change this and give shiny variants some form of use to be used in over their normal.
Nah, I like the way they are right now, where it's like just a skin that you can put on your echoes. Cause if you they put some special effect on the shiny, right, I'm afraid that uh you have to get a good shiny, and it's very hard to get a fucking good shiny IV or EV in Pokemon already. So getting a good shiny in Wuthering is gonna be a pain in the ass. Unless they allow you to put the special effect of the shiny as like a skin, like special effect. So that you equip this skin on your good echo already, you will also gain the shiny special effect. Then that would be very nice.
normal. Even if it's just a cosmetic use, I feel like this could really encourage the community building and working together with your friends to go out and shiny hunt. Alright, so next I know this is going to be a pretty big wake-up call to a lot of you people out there. Don't pull your account or reset your account for a character just because they are meta. I know, get your pitchforks out.
If I'm not rerolling my Wandering account, if I'm getting Verena, fuck me, I guess. It's fucking just gonna I'm never gonna use her, man. She looks like a child, bro. Please at least like get me Kalchara or anyone else but Verena. Oh my god. People say she's meta and whatnot. I don't fucking care, man.
The game entirely focuses on skill expression over meta teams or meta units. If you like the aesthetic or gameplay of a specific resonator, this will always take precedent over a quote-unquote meta unit.
Of course.
The meta will come and go, characters will be power crept, but if you pick a character you like, they simply just can't be power crept. You'll ultimately
Pick her. You can't power crab those. You see how huge those are? You can't power crab those. Name me how you power crab big boobas.
get much more enjoyment out of the game if you play a character you like instead of focusing on a character for the meta. Because when it comes right down to it, you're able to clear 99% of the game with even just a base healer like Bai Z.
Nice.
The only times you should really be focusing on meta if you plan on doing some of the hardest content in the game, like hologram bosses on their highest difficulties. So nextly we have do not waste your resources on resonators, weapons, or echoes you will not be using in the long term.
Okay.
This is especially important in the early life cycle of the game, as materials will be tight as ever. Once the life
Yes, I think with this kind of games, right, there's a lot of planning. Okay, if you want to have a successful and like good experience, I believe planning is very important if you're not gonna spend any money, because resources are tight and you will need to like make sure you build the proper characters that are good for the future. Like sure you can skill everything, but planning will help. For example, in Honkai Star Rail, there is Pure Fiction that dropped, and I believe back then most people like if they heard that oh Pure Fiction AOE end game is gonna drop and they got built like Herta, built Himeko, etc. Right, mainly Herta, they were it was pretty easy to clear through like the first few Pure Fiction. Then after that you can slowly start building your AOE for the upcoming Pure Fictions. But I didn't build. I was like whatever, it's fine. I can probably just use CD, right? Oh my god, the first few Pure Fiction was so bad. I had to like pop like I think 20 or 30 of my energy refills, get my Herta some decent gear and like clear it. It was such a pain in the ass. So yeah, planning is definitely important for resources in gacha games.
Life cycle of the game is a bit more fleshed out and long term. You will have an abundance of resources to use on whoever you like. But in the early game,
Yeah.
don't just throw your upgrade materials around willy-nilly.
Okay, early game.
Think about the composition, characters, and weapons you want to use, and make informed decisions based on that. You don't want to end up at a point where you're struggling to kill even the most basic mobs out in the world just because you decided to switch your team around 2 to 3 times and have no more leveling up materials for your Resonator team that you're currently focusing on. And trust me, I've gotten myself into this situation with other gacha games. There is
Yeah.
no worse feeling.
Yep.
Alright, so on the complete 180 flip side of that, do level up your characters and weapons you plan on using. The biggest reason you will ever feel weak in this game is not properly keeping up with your specific Resonator levels, your weapon levels and ascensions, your echo levels, your skill levels, etc.
So I do have a question, and I'm not sure if you'll answer it later, but like, should you just focus all resources into one character first, or should you be spreading it out? Because I know some games you can very well like focus all your resources into one character, and that character will like carry you throughout, and it's like more efficient than spreading your resources out.
Make sure you are paying attention to these, as you will be severely gimping yourself by ignoring them. It may sound like a lot, but once you've done it a few times, it'll become second nature. And I say this because a lot of people have a tendency to hold out for the absolute best in slot weapon or echo, and you're just going to end up gimping yourself if you do this. You can always use those weapons and echoes to level up other weapons and echoes that you have invested experience into, so it won't be a complete and total loss, but again, you just want to make sure you're staying on top of that, as it'll make exploring and fighting bosses and doing your story much easier. Alright, and so last but not least, explore everything.
Yeah.
Exploration is incredibly important in this game, and the lands of Soul 3 are absolutely massive and filled with treasures and secrets around every corner. You'll be rewarded with a ton of advancement materials, leveling materials, weapons, and may even come across a new echo that looks cool or one that fits your build. Not only that, but you will gather the most precious resource of them all, Astrite, which 160 of those puppies equals to 1 pull on any gacha banner. Wuthering Waves encourages exploration with the amount of ways you have to get around. You basically always are sprinting, even without spending stamina. The climbing system feels much better. There is a weather system in the game that the
Oh my god, I am so glad they have way better movement. The fact that when you're sprinting in the open world and it doesn't take stamina is so nice. Like, holy shit, bro, I can't remember the last time I felt the pain of exploring in Genshin Impact, a open world game where traveling is like very important. Oh my god, the gliders were so fucking slow. I heard the gliders were slow in this game. I hope they changed it. But yeah, oh my god. If if exploration in this game is way better and doesn't feel like a pain in the ass, then yeah, I'll be way more interested. But I'm still traumatized by the Genshin's fucking exploration. Like, it was such a pain in the ass, right? Instead of finding all those shrines or resources out in the open world myself, right, I like just searched out, yo, where's the shrine? Alright, this is how you get there the fastest way. This is the nearest teleporter. Whatnot.
weather will change based on the zones that you're around. There's a grapple hook, levitating items. It's actually just crazy how much effort went into the world building and traversing the world.
Perfect.
Alright, so did I miss anything? Is there any beginner tips I should cover?
Yes. Should I just focus all resources into one character? Yeah. I no. Yeah, whether you should focus all resources into one character, which I think probably not, cause of intro and outro skills. But yeah, it might be something worth considering and trying out. Maybe this video next will tell me. But yeah, fuck, I'll make another video for this video then. Screw it.